You can take the shop. All I need is money. I don't have the money, but I have something more valuable. I'll give you my daughter's hand in marriage. That's my payment. Please don't do this to me. Have you ever felt like the world is against you? Like even the people who should love you the most are the ones selling you out. This is the story of Meilin, a girl who was treated like a piece of wood by her own father, only to discover a secret that shook the whole world. If you think your life is hard, wait until you see what happened to Meilin. Meilin was a girl with a heart of gold and a smile like the morning sun. But her heart was broken because her mother had just died. Meilin told her father, Mr. Zhang, that grief would pass too. But guess what? She was wrong. Only 2 weeks after her mother's burial, her father brought a new woman into the house. Her name was Madame Li. Madame Li did not come alone. She brought her own daughter. Huiwei was almost the same age as Meilin, but she was lazy and mean. From today, this is your new mother, Meilin's father said without looking at her eyes. He had been seeing Madame Li in secret, even when Meilin's mother was still alive. Everything changed in the house. Madame Li took the big beds, wore the fine clothes, and ate the meat in the soup. Meilin, take those undergarments I kept there. Make sure you wash them. I don't want to see any stains, she would scream. Sitting under the fan, Meilin, you lazy girl, go to the market immediately. One day, Meilin was crying behind the kitchen. Her father walked past. Father, please, Meilin begged. I am tired, my hands are peeling, my body is aching. Please tell Madame Li to let me rest. Her father looked at her but did not hug her. You are a strong girl, Meilin. Just do what she says. I don't want troubles in my house, he said and walked away. Meilin realized that her father did not love her anymore. He only loved his new wife. A few days later, a young man named Li Wei came to the village. He was wearing a shirt with oil stains and old trousers. He was a mechanic who had a small shop in the village. He used to fix Mr. Zheng's old car but had stopped because there were not many customers. He wanted to move to Shanghai to find a better life, so he wanted to sell his mechanic shop and tools. He came to Mr. Zheng's house, telling him if he would buy the shop. Madame Li, who already knew the shop, smiled with greed. Every day she whispered to Meilin's father, the narrator says. But Zhang had no money. He had spent all the savings on Madame Li. He was in big debts. I want your shop, Madame Li told Li Wei. But we have no money to pay you, Li Wei said. Li Wei looked at the house. He saw Meilin outside lifting a very big log of wood. Her face was dusty, but she was still beautiful. He felt a pull in his heart. I don't want your money, Li Wei said quietly. I want a wife to go to the city with me. Give me that girl, and the shop is yours. Madame Li laughed. Take her, she's useless anyway. She only knows how to eat and cry. Meilin's father hesitated for a second, but then he took the money from the shop. It is a deal, he said. Take her away. Meilin fell to her knees. She held her father's legs. Father, please don't sell me like an object. I am your daughter. This man is a stranger. He is poor. I will suffer. Her father pushed her hands away. He has paid for you with his shop. You are now his. Go and pack your things. Hui, the stepsister, came out and mocked her. Bye-bye, village girl. Enjoy your life with your dirty mechanic. Meilin had nothing to pack. She only had the old clothes on her body. She followed Li Wei out of the compound, crying so hard she could not see the roads. She looked back at her home. No one cared. They all had smiling faces. Not even a goodbye. Meilin looked at Li Wei. He was walking in front of her carrying a small bag. He didn't say anything. I hate my father. My stepmother hates me. And now I am married to a man who has nothing, she thought. The bus to Shanghai was very crowded. Meilin sat by the window, tears falling down her face. Li Wei was sad for her. He did not talk, but he brought a small bottle of water and gave it to her. Meilin took it but was too sad to say thank you. When they reached Shanghai, the city was very loud. There were so many cars and big houses. But Li Wei did not stop at the big houses. He led Meilin down a dark narrow path. At the end of the path was a house made of old wood and rusted iron sheets. The door was broken, and the windows had no glass. This is where I live, Li Wei said. Meilin walked in. The floor was just cold cement. There was only one small pot for cooking and an old foam on the floor for sleeping. There were no lights, only a small candle. Meilin sat on the floor and covered her face. She thought about her mother and about how her father traded her for a shop. She felt like her life was over. I know it is not a palace, Li Wei said softly. He knelt beside her. I am just a mechanic. I work hard, but the money is small. But I promise you, Meilin, you will not be a slave here. You will not fetch water for anyone. You will not be beaten. He went out and came back with a small loaf of bread and 1 egg. He cooked the egg and gave Meilin everything to eat. Eat, he said. You haven't eaten since morning. Meilin looked at him. What will you eat, Li Wei? I am not hungry, he said. But Meilin heard his stomach making a loud noise. He was lying. He wanted her to have the only food he had. For the first time Meilin felt a little warmth. Even though he was poor, Li Wei was kind. He was better than her father. For the next few weeks, they lived like that. Every morning, Li Wei went to his small garage to fix cars. He came home with grease on his face and a few RMB notes. They bought a small meal to eat together. Li Wei tried his best. He bought Meilin a plastic comb for her hair and a second-hand pair of slippers. He treated her like a treasure, even in their poverty. But one day the rain fell very hard. The roof of the old house leaked. Their only foam was soaked. They had no money to buy food that night. Meilin looked at Li Wei. He was shivering in the corner. She felt deep pain in her heart. Li Wei, she said, I cannot sit here and watch you suffer for me. I must find a job. I will help you. Li Wei shook his head. No, the city is too dangerous for a girl like you. You might get hurt. I don't want that. I will be careful, Meilin promised. The next morning, Meilin overheard a neighbor talking about a lady who needs a cook. She got the lady's address and went there. The house had very big gates and tall trees. The owner was a young lady named Tsai Ying, beautiful but proud. She sat by the swimming pool, wearing expensive gold jewelry and sipping juice. Can you cook? Tsai Ying asked, looking at Meilin's old dress. Yes, madam, I can cook very well, Meilin said, looking at the floor. Ying hired Meilin as her personal cook. Every day Meilin worked hard, cooked delicious food, and cleaned the kitchen. Ying paid her well. For the first time, Meilin could buy good food for Li Wei. They were happy, even with nothing. One cold night, Li Wei moved closer to Meilin. They shared their first kiss. Their bond became stronger. One evening, Tai Ying saw Li Wei in his mechanic clothes, fixing her car. She tried to tempt him with money and a better life. I have a wife. I love her, Li Wei said firmly. Meilin picked up a bundle of money Tai Ying offered and threw it back. My husband is not for sale, she said. Weeks later, Li Wei revealed his true identity. Dr. Li Wei, wealthy businessman. He had tested Meilin's love. Meilin and Li Wei married happily, and Meilin went from village girl to a queen in Shanghai.